Now let's bring you the news in detail. Armed men have reportedly abducted no fewer than 14 passengers, many of them believed to be candidates of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board along the Makodi-Otugbo Road in Benue State. The victims were said to be traveling from Makodi to Otukpo local government area for their scheduled examination when the incident occurred. The ill-fated vehicle, an 18-seater bus, was ambushed by the gunmen a few kilometers from Otukpo town at about 7 p.m. A source in the area disclosed that the attackers stopped the bus on the highway and forced the passengers to a nearby forest. Confirming the incident, the Benue State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ifeanyi Enmehnari, said he had mobilized tactical teams and divisional police officers to the area to lead the rescue effort. He also assured that investigations were ongoing and reaffirmed the command's commitment to ensuring the safe rescue of the abducted passengers. And away from that, the House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee on Thursday approved a package of financial relief and a 10-year debt restructuring plan totaling 248.64 billion naira for three electricity distribution companies, namely Kano, Jos, and Ikeja, in a bid to ease mounting liabilities and stabilize Nigeria's fragile power market. The figure comprises 128.60 billion naira in accrued interest on debt spanning 2015 to 2025 and 120.06 billion naira in historical principal obligations. The resolution followed the adoption of a report by a technical subcommittee set up to review issues raised in the 2021 report of the Auditor General for the Federation on the rising indebtedness of electricity distribution companies to the Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading Company (PLC). The chairman of the subcommittee, Mark Obeta, said the recommendation formed part of broader legislative effort to address legacy debt and restore financial stability in the electricity market. The latest intervention by the House Committee is seen as an attempt to reset the financial structure of the distribution segment while aligning it with ongoing reforms aimed at improving efficiency, metering, and cost recovery across the power value chain. In another development, Governor Caleb Mofang of Plateau State has convened a high-level strategic meeting with former governors and key stakeholders to address the rising security challenges and chart a path towards lasting peace in the state. The meeting held at the Government House, Little Refuge Jos, brought together former governors, military administrators, amongst other prominent leaders. Governor Mofwang, on his verified Facebook page, wrote that the closed-door session extensively deliberated on issues affecting the well-being, welfare, and overall development of Plateau people, with particular focus on the recent wave of violent attacks in rural communities. Government House sources said the meeting critically reviewed the security situation in the state, with participants expressing concerns over the persistent loss of lives and destruction of property. The leader, however, resolved to work collectively towards ending the violence by promoting sustainable peace, strengthening unity, and encouraging harmonious coexistence among residents. And away from that, Governor of Bayelsa State Senator Duye Diri has said the state independent power project is on course, dismissing insinuations that it had failed. A 60-megawatt gas-fired turbine plant installed by the Diri administration to provide 24-hour electricity in the state was among the projects commissioned on April 10, 2026 by President Bola Tinubu. The governor, however, explained that the plant was undergoing finishing touches, requiring the installation of critical devices to safeguard the project and the state investment in the power sector. A statement by his chief press secretary, Daniel Alabra, said the governor gave the explanation on Thursday during the weekly prosperity walk at the Samson Siasia Sports Complex in Inogwa, an appeal to residents of the state to be patient, while assuring that the process would soon be completed. The governor frowned at those he accused of politicizing the power project. He also disclosed that former Vice President Professor Yemi Osibajo would visit the state on Monday, April 2026, to inaugurate the Oxbow Lake Agbora Road and also visit the power project after its commissioning by President Tinubu. We'll take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll bring you business news. In business, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) yesterday said that Nigeria's oil production rose by 4.2% to 1.54 billion barrels per day in March 2026 compared to 1.483 billion barrels per day recorded in February. In its oil production status report released yesterday, the Commission said crude oil production, excluding condensate, increased by 5.2% to 1.382 million barrels per day in March from 1.313 million barrels in February. And despite the improvements, Nigeria fell short of its Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC quota of 1.5 million barrels per day for the third consecutive month. Output also remained below the 1.84 million barrel per day benchmark set in the 2026 budget. NUPRC reported that the lowest daily production recorded in March was 1.4 million barrels per day, while the highest reached is 1.84 million barrels per day. The Commission had, however, indicated last week that production had rebounded to 1.84 million barrels per day, with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Mr. Wale Edo, commending NUPRC for the improvement.